Mr. Subconscious. Let's have some inner dialogue. As you can see, I'm on my Wizard Kelly today. Anthony Mackie has been in the news recently for talking about how he raises his sons. Specifically, he stated that there's a war on masculinity, right? And this war we see on the ground, I agree with that. I would say there is a war on masculinity. But the war is not where he thinks. And before we get to that, let's just say, for someone who was discussing about the war on masculinity, we remember that movie you did, man. That's all I'm saying. But let's discuss that war on masculinity. Let's have a little bit of a deeper dive. What is the actual war? The war is on our minds, on our ability to focus, on our discipline. The war is the war for our attention to either build ourselves or destroy ourselves. And so far, destruction has been winning. Now, different men of different cultures have different problems. But there is something that all unites us, and that is the absolute destruction of any form of barrier between us and everyday sexuality. See, Anthony Mackie was talking about a war that has nothing to do with perceptive masculinity. Anthony Mackie is discussing something that wasn't even at its origin. I know what he meant, but the origin doesn't even start there. The origin is not with these stupid chivalries and this symbology that people claim to be masculinity. Masculinity starts with virility. You must be virile. You must retain your seed. Masculinity is kept in the vital essence. That vital essence is essential for feeding the brain, controlling the emotions, and increasing the quality of life with which you have and exist in. You see, the war on masculinity, I believe, began when the Creator gave us a penis and testicles. The war on masculinity has been here since the beginning, right? The war on masculinity is the spiritual war. Men no longer seek to grow and develop more than they seek pleasure. Pleasure is not only the enemy, pleasure is also the reward that the enemies use for their compliance, for your compliance. You see, the pleasure that you get from that release, that they want you so badly to continue, that dopaminergic addiction is not only one of the strongest forms of addiction, but it keeps this entire system going. That's the basis. Most men's goals, most men's economic desires, most men's social desires all revolve around that one thing: sexual gratification. Sexual gratification is so important to so many people, to the point where you discuss a topic like retention, and men themselves want to fight you. And these same men may say that there's a war on masculinity. The irony. The war on masculinity is a war against pleasures. The war on masculinity is a war against pleasure, right? This war is not fought with other individuals. This war is fought with yourself. You are the enemy, you are the friend. You are the enemy, you are the comrade. You are also the victim. You are also the army that can fight for the victim. It's a complicated thing. Constantly, the spirit and the flesh war against each other, for they are contrary to one another. Run that back. Constantly, the spirit and the flesh war with one another, for they are contrary to one another. You see, retention is the real war against masculinity. Masculinity merely has to be preserved and grown. It is not something that can be destroyed. It's not something that you can just destroy. It's a force of nature. But of course, humans playing God believe they can destroy such a force. I'm not going to spend too long on this topic, but I wanted to make it very clear. The war on masculinity has more to do with the seed and how you treat your seed than it does with how people view the symbols of a masculine man. A man with no muscles, a man with no influence, a man with no women, who has retained his seed and retained his self-control during the hardest forms of temptation, is 20 times the man that a giant, strong, macho, woman pulling, fly car driving guy is, who doesn't. Now, they could be completely on the opposite sides of the spectrum, but still have the exact same amount of self-control, discipline, and tenacity. One just took the red pill, one just took the blue pill. But the war on masculinity is not on just acting a man, it's first on being one. So let's remember, the war is for our seed. The seed feeds the brain. The brain changes our choices. Our choices change our lives. Stay sophisticated.